Hi, welcome to episode 4 of Movie Time with Matt and Derek. I'm Matt Lyons.
And I'm Derek Tirrell.
As always, we're going to start off with the weekend box office. In first place, we have Bad Boys for Life, grossing $34 million. Derek, have you seen Bad Boys?
I have not. I plan on seeing it soon.
Me as well, yeah.
Really?
I've heard good things about it.
Really?
Big Will Smith fan.
You
Martin
are?
Lawrence. I don't know where he's been.
Yeah, I know.
He's made some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Bad Boys for Life. I'm
Yeah.
probably going to see it soon.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's go see it.
We should. Thursday, half day.
Thursday works. Gotta love those half days
Go
at Abington High
grab
School.
some breakfast.
Yeah, sounds
and
good.
then right off to the movie, see Bad Boys.
What you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go see Bad Boys for Life. All right. Number 2 goes to 1917, directed by Sam Mendes, which grossed $15 million. Nice. More on that later. Number 3 goes to Doolittle, which grossed $12 million. Derek, have you seen Doolittle?
I have not, but I know you did.
I did, yeah. It was good.
Didn't.
It was a nice family film. It's not perfect, but it's pretty funny. I like the cast. The cast did a good job.
I like the cast too. I happen to be a big Robert Downey Jr. fan.
I mean, he's amazing.
So, yeah, I really liked him in Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
oh
he
did
was
you?
good, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know, Derek is an avid Iron Man 3 supporter.
That is correct.
He loves it. He defends it.
I'll defend it forever.
Says it's the best MCU movie.
I do.
It's incorrect, but it's his opinion, so I'll let him have it.
Yep. Next on the box office, because I don't want to prove you wrong anymore.
It's The Gentleman, starring Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Colin Farrell. Grossed $10 million.
$10 million.
$10 million.
$10 million.
It's all right. Number 5 goes to Jumanji: The Next Level, grossing $7 million.
Nice.
Have you seen Jumanji?
I haven't seen
2?
that one.
Have
I haven't
you
seen the first one, no.
Come on.
I saw the
first one is
originals.
Yeah, but this is like the.
I haven't seen the reboots.
It's weird because it's like it's a sequel, but it's a
Yeah.
reboot at the
Really?
same time. Yeah.
I meant to check it over whenever it came out. It came out during the summer, right? The
last
first one.
No, it came out during Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm completely off on that.
Did great at the box office. So
Yeah,
it worked
I
for
know.
it.
I know. I meant to see it. I did see the originals. I liked them, but
Yeah.
those ones look good. Good cast.
Great cast.
Definitely. Maybe, you know how sometimes when a movie comes out, I know they did it with Zombieland. They do like a box set where you can get like both of them.
Yes.
And it's
You gotta
technically
wait for the box
discounted.
office.
It's
The box set.
Yeah, I'm thinking because like usually it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of nice. You get like a nice box, has them both.
Limited
in it.
edition. You
Limited
get like the
edition.
poster.
Yeah, yeah.
All the
So maybe
fixings.
I'll just do that with Jumanji.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. All right.
What if they make a complete set with the original Robin Williams one? And then,
Oh, I would buy that.
all right.
Sounds like a plan.
So let's talk about some trailers.
I'm ready to talk about some trailers. All right. So starting off, not too many trailers the past 2 weeks. So I chose a few. Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway. Have you seen the first Peter Rabbit?
I have not. No.
No?
I do like James Corden. He's
It
funny.
was good.
And from what I've seen, he does a good job
It was a
with the
nice,
voice.
like, wholesome, like, movie. It was nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Good Easter film.
yeah. And this one's coming on Easter, too.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Box set. Again, we gotta wait for the box
Yeah,
set.
so like we said, James Corden is Peter Rabbit. This one also has Daisy Ridley and Margot Robbie.
Ooh,
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Good cast.
Little description for this one. Despite his efforts, Peter can't seem to shake his reputation for mischief among other rabbits. Once he adventures out of the garden, he finds himself in a world where mischief is appreciated. But soon his family comes to bring him back home. So, yeah, once again, just seems like a nice feel-good movie.
Yeah, I mean, it had funny moments.
Similar
in
to the
trailer.
first one, yeah. Yes, funny moments in the trailer. Yeah.
Looked all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next. Oh, here we go. Vivarium?
Vivarium. Yeah.
Vivarium. This one looks cool.
This definitely looks cool. Yes.
I had no idea about this movie at
Me
all,
either.
and I watched the trailer, and I was like, wow, that looks really neat.
Yeah.
They do so many cool concepts like this. Like sometimes you see a movie and it's like, oh, that's a really cool concept. Like I think I saw one a few years back. It kind of reminded me of this Downsizing, where
Oh,
they
yeah,
shrink
Matt
the
Damon.
people. Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then like they live in like the suburban area. I don't know why it reminded me of that. Maybe
No, I
it's like
get
the
that, yeah.
suburban thing. But like they do cool ideas like this. Like
Mm-hmm.
oh, these people are going to buy a house and they're now stuck in this labyrinth of like identical house neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it seems really cool.
It does.
And it doesn't. It's like a mystery, but also it seems like it has horror elements and
Yeah.
like drama. It looks really cool, and they have to raise a child or something.
It's weird, but it's
yeah.
in a good way.
And I think Jesse Eisenberg's perfect for that.
Yeah.
So
He's a great actor. I think he's
Yes.
awesome.
So, description for this one. Hoping to find the perfect place to live, a couple travel to a suburban neighborhood in which all the houses look exactly the same. When they try to leave, every single road brings them back to where they started. That's creepy.
It's scary, yeah.
Yeah.
When I first started watching the trailer, I was worried, like, oh, here's another, like, utopian movie.
Right.
But this is different. It's like you said, it has, like, psychological horror and,
Yeah.
like, all this other stuff. But at the same time, it has, like, a lot of dark humor in it.
Yeah.
And it looks creepy.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, I'll
like the
definitely
real
see
estate
that.
agent guy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And what was the other thing? Oh, they wrote like help on the top of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I think it looks good.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, so I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
Definitely.
I'll definitely have to be seen. I don't think it's coming out till like March. I think it was. Could be mistaken on that one.
Could be a $5 Tuesday.
Perhaps. All right.
Now it is time for our movie discussion with Jason Scott about 1917.
Let's go.
Good luck.
My name is Mr. Jason Scott, and I'm the head of the history department at Abington High School, and I am honored to be a guest on Movie Time to talk about 1917.
Mr. Scott, to start off, what did you think of 1917?
So I really liked it. I thought it was a good movie. You know, I didn't know quite what to expect going into it. You know, I'd heard a lot about like the one shot thing that I'm sure we'll get to talk about at some point today. But in terms of like the plot was pretty much exposed through like the previews and stuff. But in terms of what it was going to be like, were there going to be big battle scenes or not? I didn't quite know. And in that sense, it turns out there really wasn't a lot of fight scenes, which I don't think really took away from the movie that much. So yeah, I really enjoyed the experience. It was, I kind of came away thinking it was almost more like a horror movie than a war movie.
Yeah.
A drama like type of thing.
Certainly yes. But yeah, it was fun to watch. It was hard to watch. So it's kind of like all the things that you want a good war movie to be about.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There were a lot of scenes that were hard to watch in a good way.
The horses, a lot of dead horses.
There was a lot of dead horses, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, even if you're not movie aficionado or a movie buff, it's a movie that you have to see because it's truly amazing. From the practical effects, the one shot, it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. And the plot itself was it was simple, but it worked. You know, I feel like they didn't really have to overcomplicate it, and I think they did a good job when it comes to the plot. And I think the characters were really good as well. There was no boring exposition with the characters.
They did it in a really nice way.
Yeah.
Like when they're in the transition scenes, they kind of get like the backstory.
They would just be talking to each other as they're
yeah.
walking through the trenches, like at the beginning, and stuff like that. I feel like they executed that really well, opposed to them just, saying this is what I'm about, this is where I'm from. So
Right. I kind of like that. I feel I'm assuming they did that on purpose.
Right.
Where it could just kind of be any two random guys from the war, as opposed to like we're gonna develop these superhero characters, and like it's not like the good guy that has to live or that kind of thing. I mean, I don't know how far we're going into spoilers here.
Oh no, we can go into spoilers. That's totally fine. Yeah.
But they don't make it in the end, and I was not expecting that to happen so early in the movie.
Yeah,
that
was pretty early on. And the way they did it too, it made you like question if like what really went down there. It happened so fast.
Yeah.
He turned around and he was just stabbed.
And it was like half of it was off camera.
Yeah.
It didn't happen on camera, and it has like the really, it's fitting for a World War I movie in the sense of like so much of World War I is pointless and horrific. And,
Right.
like they tried to save the guy and then he killed them.
Yeah.
Or killed him.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no happy ending really
Right.
for that or for the movie in general.
Right.
I mean, the guys get saved, but as
Right.
Benedict Cumberbatch's character says, like, somebody tomorrow is probably going to give me the order to go over the hill, so we're going over the top some other day.
Right.
So, yeah.
That having been said, I thought the acting was really good. Wasn't really anything like too Oscar-worthy.
No.
But it got the job done. I believed each of the characters, and I like how like every character was different. They felt real. I especially liked I'm not sure his name, but he was early in the movie when he gave him the flare. I thought he was
that
really
officer,
yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I was reading an article, too, that apparently that guy, I think he's famous for something. He might be like a musician or like he was in like some other series or something, and so he's got some kind of fame otherwise. And I guess his was like the one they had to reshoot the most because he kept screwing up his lines the most. I heard something
really?
about that. I don't know how true that is, but it's a good story.
I feel like if they had to like cut and reshoot, that's like you got to
That's
go
a
a
big
while
deal.
back
Yeah,
because it's like they've been recording. I mean, I know they had some of the cuts, but it's like, how far back do you have to go? Do you like what I
ways,
mean?
I would imagine. Some of them,
like you
there's
gotta
not a lot
walk,
of
you
natural
gotta
cuts.
like go all the way back to the beginning. If you, so
Sam Mendes must have been like, "Are you kidding me?"
yeah,
Like, come on."
yeah, like, get it together.
I guess that's part of the
that
part of
must
the
have been
experience.
stressful, yeah. But I think they did hide the cuts very well. I mean, there
They
were a
did.
few obvious ones. Like obviously when he got knocked out, they cut it, but that was a
Certainly.
given. And I mean, that's not like something where I was upset about. That it made
Like,
sense.
oh, they cut it.
Right? Yeah. Same with like when he jumped in the water.
Sure.
You could kind
Yeah.
of tell. But
Yep.
yeah.
I was torn because on the one hand, like it's kind of gimmicky. Like, some reviewers that I read about were saying it felt almost like a video game a little bit, like your tag along in a video game.
I did kind of get that.
Which I don't know. I could see that, but I feel like it was well enough executed that it didn't distract in that sense.
Right, I
But
agree.
I definitely caught myself at times thinking like, oh, how did they do this one shot thing? Because I knew a lot about it as opposed to like just immersing in the movie. But it's funny, like while we're on the topic, I've been showing some World War II clips and scenes in my classes the last couple of weeks because that's what we're studying. And a lot of those are from Spielberg.
Yep.
And so I've seen it 1,000 times, so I paid attention to things like that. And it turns out in both Band of Brothers and Saving Private Ryan, they have extended uncut shots in there, things that I didn't notice in the first hand. So like minutes, maybe not minutes, but very long, 90 seconds, 2-minute long clips that are one shot without any cutaways or anything like that. So it's something that obviously if you can do it in that setting, it can work. So, but it's difficult to do like those long takes. If you've got your whole set blowing up around you, and somebody flubs a line or whatever,
and then you gotta like
or misses a mark.
fix the whole set and then like blow it up again. Yeah.
Let's go again,
Yeah,
boys.
but I think like on that sense, like the visuals were really good.
Oh yeah, incredible.
Like, a part that stands out to me is when he's in like the city and it's all like red and the flares are going up to light it.
Awesome.
That was
stunning.
The cinematography's awesome and the music was good with it. And I feel like that's the parts in the movies that really stood out to me. Instead of it just being, oh, it's another war movie, I feel like the cinematography really stood out to me, and all the practical effects were awesome.
Two of the ones for me that stand out, that scene in particular that you're talking about, two other ones, when they're early on and they're crossing no man's land and they're in a trench, they have to walk around the outside, but the camera goes right across the middle, like the camera's floating
Through,
in
like,
the
the
water.
barbed wire,
Or not through, when they're in the water. Like there's like a big hole, and they have to walk around it, but the camera goes right across it through the water. I was like, how did they pull this off? It's incredible. And then when he jumps off the bridge into the water, I thought that was visually like one of those wow moments.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that was really cool.
Yeah. They also did a really good job of building tension.
They
I
did.
feel
Yes.
like when he's walking across the bridge that was like sunk, he was like walking across it, and you could
shot at.
and then he starts to get shot at. Like they did a really good job of building suspense, and then I really liked the pacing, how like they would build that suspense, but then it would slow it down. So like there was moments like that, and then he went into that house and had the scene with that woman and the child, and I like that type of stuff. I thought they did a really good job with the pacing.
I think the music really helped that along too. The score.
I agree.
Yeah.
When it was like like battle scene, the music was epic, triumphant, and then in those slower moments, you can really like tell that a lot of thought went into the score for this
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, it's interesting when you mentioned the scene with the woman. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, one of the challenges with war movies when you make them is, you know, you're kind of limited by who the original
Yeah.
players were. And so like in 2020, when you're trying to be inclusive and,
Right.
and diverse in your movies, you know, how do you have women and people of color in a movie that they obviously didn't have women in the service, and they
Right.
generally, at least in the American Army, not so much in the British Army, but they only let white soldiers
Right.
serve on the front lines. And so they have the Sikh, the Indian Sikh character in the truck when they're riding in there. So they have that, and then they have the scene with the woman. So
Yeah.
it kind of includes a little bit of diversity in
Yeah.
there. But she obviously, I think, was in there for other reasons and representing kind of like the like how good can get caught up in
Right,
such an
right.
evil
Yeah.
situation, and how do you you know, make life go on with like the baby and what the baby would
Yeah,
represent
yeah.
and things like that. So I'm glad they didn't like they easily could have had her or the baby end up dead or
Right.
something,
Yeah.
and that would have been
Kind of
fitting
the
for a World War I movie,
Yeah.
but horrific at the same time. So
Right.
I'm kind
Yeah.
of glad they didn't go there.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
for
too.
sure. Yeah.
I think Roger Deakins should definitely win for best cinematography.
Yes.
Because I mean, going into the movie,
So-
I watched a video on like how they did what they did, and there's one shot when they like pan, they zoom in through a wall, and they had to make like a fake wall that they could remove, and then like through a crane. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it definitely
It's
paid
crazy what they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite scenes was at the end when he's running, and all the soldiers are running past him. So I heard that the guy that crashes into him, that was not scripted at all.
I believe
That's
it.
yeah. So he just ran out, and that looks so real. Like
Yeah.
he hit him with full force.
Oh,
He
yeah.
went flying.
Yeah.
So that was so cool, and I love how they just kept going.
Yeah.
And he just kept running. I think.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Sam Mendes mentioned to that guy, he's like, "You're going to run more than you've ever run in your life."
Yeah.
when you make
Yeah.
this, and you get it now. When you see that scene, it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
it's like nonstop.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
been a brutal day of filming.
Yeah. That.
Like, oh god.
Yeah,
Like,
like
all right,
you-
let's do it again. Like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I know, and they really did a good job showing that, like how long it took him to get through that trench.
Yeah.
To get to Benedict Cumberbatch's character, like they didn't like cut that just to make it like more convenient to watch. They
Yeah.
really did show that like he's gonna like
got a
push
ways
through
to
all
go.
these people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Some of them are like, oh, you're not going there, and some of them are like
Right.
trying to push him away, and some of them are helping him. Yeah, I think that aspect of it was really good.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job with that for sure.
That was probably my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I think with the build up to him like looking over, and you're like, oh god, he's gonna run, he's
Yeah.
gonna run.
Yep.
And he starts sprinting. It was a great scene to watch.
Yes, very visually stunning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I expected more scenes like that
Yeah.
because it was really the only like combat scene.
Yeah.
Or you know, aside from like when he's getting shot at, because it kind of fits into the vein of like, you know, how do you make a war movie post Spielberg, like
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan and Pacific and Band of Brothers? Like, how do you make a war movie? Because he kind of did like, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm a little biased. Those
Yeah.
are some of my
I
favorite
know.
things put to film. But like, how do you make a war movie after that? And so you look at some of the most successful war movies since then, like Dunkirk, I would
Yes.
say is one of the best
Very good.
war movies made in like the last 10 or 15 years,
Right.
post kind of Spielberg productions. And there's not really a lot of frontline fighting.
No, not at
or
all.
like,
That
you know,
one.
not a lot of
No,
combat
just
scenes
a
in that
little
at
bit
all.
at the beginning when he's like running through the city, but then after
Yeah.
that,
And then it's mostly like
yeah.
Right. And so I kind of like that directors are taking a different approach of like, you don't need to do the full scale massive battle or massive fight
Right.
scenes to show like the horrors and the challenges of war.
Yeah.
And so it makes them, and maybe it's not part of their conscience, maybe it is, that they're trying to do something a little different because it's, you know, how do you beat the Saving Private Ryan
Right.
battle scenes?
Yeah.
And so I like that it's forcing directors to take a different approach
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
I know
And-
you just watched Dunkirk for our project.
Oh,
that was-
you watched Dunkirk,
yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, I meant to see it when
Um,
it first came out, and I just never got around to it. And then I watched it for the project, and I'm so
Yes.
happy I did. It was
It's
awesome.
I saw it in IMAX when it came
Oh,
out,
yeah?
and it
I,
was
I
like
did too. It was amazing.
yes.
I'm so mad.
You
I
missed
didn't
out.
see that.
It's
I'm
one of
so
those
mad.
ones that you
I
had to have
meant
seen.
to too,
Yeah.
and I don't know what happened, but I wanted to.
Yep. But that movie was, you know, visually stunning. It's
Yes.
incredible. Kind of in this, like, I'll see anything Christopher Nolan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
The
That's-
Tenant's coming out.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I like, so he's kind of got, this strikes me as one of his passion projects, kind of like Inception was. Like he got committed to the like the Batman series as like the big studio stuff, and I know that Inception was like one of his passion projects that he wanted to do, and I love Inception.
Oh,
you know,
it's
I love the
great
Batman
movie.
stuff
Yeah.
as well, but so this seems like another kind of passion project of his, and I love where he kind of goes with that. So
Yeah.
That was my
I'm
favorite
excited.
thing about him is his pacing. He
Yes,
paces
it
his
moves.
movies
He does.
so well.
the move.
I never get bored.
Yep.
Never get bored.
It's interesting that you mentioned Christopher Nolan because Sam Mendes' career is very similar to Christopher Nolan because like he makes independent movies, and they do okay.
Yep.
He's pretty well known for those, but then he makes like 2 James Bond movies,
Right.
and that gives him the credibility. And then he makes a war movie like Christopher Nolan did with Dunkirk.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
I
when you
didn't
look
think
at
about
that.
Yeah,
it.
I'd imagine there's, I don't know, they're probably similar ages, roughly. I think, is Christopher Nolan
Yeah.
British as
He
well?
is, yes.
Yeah, so they're both British.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just another
Maybe nothing.
similarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I thought the movie was really good, and I thought they did a really good job of giving us that perspective. And
Yeah, it's still, I think I've talked about this in class, it does not make World War I any less depressing.
Right.
No, World War I still is terrible.
yes,
Yeah.
And I think that was the important thing about that movie for me, is like they didn't try to glorify it or make it about,
yeah,
you know, obviously what he did was heroic, but it was kind
Right.
of presented more as like this is just part of my day that I'm going to have to do this
Right.
mission or do this thing, and who knows what's going
and
to be next.
especially with the line that Benedict Cumberbatch character did say, where like this could mean nothing because tomorrow they could maybe send them.
Yep.
So yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me. Yeah, this
Yeah.
was great. Great fun. I
Awesome.
love talking movies. Love talking history. So it's
yeah.
right up my alley, guys.
Perfect blend.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Tune in Tuesday for a brand new episode of The Weekly Wave.
And if you want to be part of our next movie discussion, tweet at us at The Weekly Wave about Birds of Prey.
Thanks for watching.